what it led me to fully believe is that in the worst of your times, it's really just a test. And how you pass that test shows how you're going to live the rest of your life. Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. Welcome to the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. I am your host, Uplifting, and this is another episode, part of this daily series that I'm doing. I hope you guys like it, but I'm going to be coming to you guys live every day for the next 365 days. I really think that one, it'll help grow the message, but at the same time, I think it's a testament to the discipline it takes to do anything consistently. And that's what we're all about here on the Keep It Uplifting podcast, is consistency. And I wanted to talk about how tragic things often seem to bring you to a greater place in life. It's like you have to go through the storm, right? That was like always the old saying. And I was thinking about this while I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, where it talks about, the book is pretty much, the synopsis of the book is that it's four quadrants, and there's employee, super employee, business owner, and investor. And we're all, hopefully, most of us are trying to get to the business and investor side of the quadrant, right? And in the book, it starts off with a story, right? But it's always a story of tragedy, a story where Robert Kiyosaki and his wife is living outside of their car, and their friends couldn't understand it. Their family, their certain people in their family couldn't understand it, but they understood that they were on a path to success. And E.T., the hip hop preacher, has a story about being homeless and what he did to come from that situation to where he is now. Even there's a rapper by the name of Conway the Machine who was shot in his face. Didn't want to live anymore. He didn't want to walk. He had to learn to walk again. He had to learn to live again, and half of his face is frozen. All of these stories are like these popular success stories, but what it led me to fully believe is that in the worst of your times, it's really just a test. And how you pass that test shows how you're going to live the rest of your life. And if you don't go through any test, if you don't go through any tragedy, unfortunately, any real true test of will. Think about when we're studying or learning something new. Our brain is stressed. We want to close the computer. We want to close the book. We want to get away from it. We want to stop watching it because it's stress. It's uncomfortable stress. It's a test. And the more and more you do things, the more and more repetitive you are at things, the better you get. But sometimes the way to get better is ugly. Even to the drinks that give you energy, Red Bull, tastes awful. People drink it daily. Why? Because it gives you wings, right? This is the summary of life, essentially. This is really what it's all about. This is how you personally develop yourself. This is how you self-improve, is you have to go through it. So if you have a trying time or you have a challenging situation, you're meant to be in it. You should relish that. You should live in this moment, because this is what you need to go through to get there. I've been homeless. I've been a coucher. I've had crazy situations, and even almost similar to Rich Roll, which I'm nowhere near Rich Roll, but Rich Roll he has a great podcast. I believe the name of the podcast is uh I can't think of it, but I think the name of the podcast is Rich Roll. But Rich Roll is a guy who had battled with addiction to alcohol, and now he's a millionaire or millions of air, and he's 50 years old, 55, I believe. But he didn't start making this money until he was 40, and he was 50 pounds overweight, battling addiction to alcohol, and somehow through that came the promise and best times of his life. And Rich Roll has a deeper story, but what I'm getting at is that we have to dig deep in our worst moments to be able to really, really relish in our joyous, greatest, most glorifying moments. You can't fall, you can't quit, you can't stop moving forward because life is going to move on. And why wouldn't you? Keep going, keep grinding, keep it uplifting.
Make sure to like, comment, share, and most importantly, keep it uplifting.
Take it up, listen.